Hi guys! So I'm coming back to you to tell you how my infinity scarf went. At the beginning we were challenged to only be using YouTube videos to be able to do something that we've always wanted to do. So I chose how to do knit an infinity scarf. So here's my final project. It's right here. It's very big and wide, as you can tell. But so what happened is, as you can see, it's not an infinity scarf, so it doesn't come full circle and connect. But it is a scarf, and I'm still really proud of myself for being able to knit this scarf. What actually happened is I needed to go back and get more red yarn, but Michael's was out of it, and so was Joanne's. So I ended up just knitting a regular scarf instead. So at first, when I went to go get my yarn, I came across these needles. These were the ones I was expected to use, which stated on my package for the yarn. It said that I needed 19 millimeter US 35 knitting needles. So I started trying with these, and I just couldn't do it. I didn't even know how people could use these and knit. It was just way, way, way too big. So I went back and I ended up getting 10 millimeter size needles instead, and these worked so much better. As I was knitting, it did take me a very, very long time to learn how to cast on and continue doing it. And as you can see with the width of my scarf, it is extremely wide. I thought I was only casting on 12 stitches, and it ended up being about 24 stitches in length. So it's pretty much double the size I wanted it to be in the width part of it. But I was learning, so it worked out, and I just went with it. As I was knitting, some of the things that I came across that were a little difficult for me was, as I cast it on, I had them really, really tight, and so it was hard to continue casting on and putting and transferring over to the next needle. So I realized that I didn't need to have such a tight knit onto the needle. I could actually have it a little bit looser. So after a little while of doing that, I realized that it's okay, I don't have to pull it so tight, but that was a little difficult at first. Also, because my scarf is so wide, I had a hard time really getting all the stitching to fit on this entire needle. It pretty much took up the whole needle all the way up to here, so I had to really scrunch it down to continue casting on. Like I mentioned in my previous blog post, I got really frustrated, and I just had to stop because I just kept hitting play and pause and rewind so many times. Well, once I started to get the hang of it, it really was pretty quick and easy. I definitely couldn't sit for too long doing it. My neck started to hurt really bad, and just sitting for too long was too much for me. So I definitely think, though, if I were to do it half the width of this, it would have been a little bit easier for me. But with it being so wide, I actually kind of like it because I take my dog for walks often, and so this is going to be really nice to be able to just throw on over as I'm going for the walk, because I love to cover up, especially when it's really cold out, I love to cover up my face. And so that kind of provides it, and it kind of keeps this whole area cold too from the jacket when you zip up the jacket. So even though my original idea and what I thought I was doing by making it only about 12 to 14, and I did it about 25 stitches, it kind of worked out. But definitely being able to use YouTube videos was super helpful. I think that needing a person, having a person help you do this would definitely be very beneficial as well. I found some really good videos that helped me learn about the knit stitch and just knitting an infinity scarf or knitting a scarf in general, and it was very helpful. One of them in general was the most important for me. She just did a great job from beginning to end, really teaching me what to do. On the casting off part, that was something that definitely was a little difficult at first. I kind of messed up and screwed up a little bit, and then I was able to put it back on and work it out. But this network learning project was definitely a lot of fun and a lot of challenges I faced along the way as well. But I'm very proud to say that I did actually knit a scarf for the first time ever. Never even used needles or anything. I don't know how to sew either, so it's probably very different from each other. But I'm really proud that I was able to knit this scarf, and now I can take my dog for walks and be able to cover everything up and not be cold. So thanks for following me along this journey.